After years of silence, Paul McCartney is finally shedding light on his long-standing feud with Michael Jackson. This revelation comes as McCartney reflects on the bitter conflict that arose over the ownership of the Beatles' catalog. The tension began in the 1980s when Jackson, with his keen business sense, purchased the rights to many Beatles songs, a move that left McCartney feeling betrayed. He recalls the shock of learning that a close friend had outmaneuvered him in a deal that he believed should have been his. McCartney describes the emotional turmoil he experienced, grappling with feelings of anger and disappointment. He emphasizes that the feud was not just about money, but also about respect and legacy. As he opens up about the impact this had on their relationship, McCartney reveals how it affected his view of friendship and trust in the music industry. This candid discussion marks a significant moment in McCartney's life, as he confronts the past and shares his side of the story. In the mid-1970s, Paul McCartney began to forge significant professional relationships with two of the most iconic figures in music, Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder. Their collaboration with Michael Jackson kicked off in 1979 when McCartney wrote the song Girlfriend for Jackson's groundbreaking album Off the Wall. This song showcased McCartney's ability to blend his melodic sensibilities with Jackson's unique style, marking the beginning of a strong professional relationship between the two artists. Their partnership was not just limited to songwriting, it also included a shared vision for music that transcended genres. McCartney's experience as a member of the Beatles brought a rich musical background, while Jackson's innovative approach to pop music created a dynamic synergy. This collaboration highlighted the creative possibilities when two musical legends come together. In addition to his work with Jackson, McCartney also had a fruitful relationship with Stevie Wonder. Their mutual respect for each other's artistry led to memorable performances and recordings. McCartney's collaborations with both Jackson and Wonder contributed to the evolution of pop and soul music during that era, leaving a lasting impact on the industry. The connections McCartney built with these artists not only enriched his own musical journey, but also helped shape the sound of popular music in the late 20th century. Their collaborations remain a testament to the power of creativity and the magic that can happen when talented musicians unite. The collaboration between Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson produced hit songs like The Girl Is Mine and Say Say Say, showcasing their musical chemistry. These tracks highlighted their ability to blend their unique styles, creating memorable melodies and lyrics that resonated with fans around the world. The Girl Is Mine, released in 1982, was the first single from McCartney's album Tug of War, and featured a playful back and forth between the two artists, each claiming the affections of a girl. Say Say followed in 1983, further solidifying their partnership with its catchy tune and engaging narrative. Beyond their musical endeavors, McCartney and Jackson shared a strong personal relationship. They enjoyed fun conversations and creative exchanges about the music industry, often discussing their experiences and insights. Their bond was marked by mutual respect and admiration, as both artists were at the forefront of pop music during that era. This informal friendship allowed them to explore new ideas and push the boundaries of their artistry, making their collaborations not just successful, but also meaningful. Their time together remains a notable chapter in the history of popular music, reflecting the joy and creativity that can arise from collaboration. The Beatles had a significant agreement with Dick James Music under the Northern Songs label, which established a 50-50 split for their songwriting royalties. This arrangement initially seemed fair, but it later became a source of tension, particularly when Michael Jackson entered the picture. After the passing of their manager, Brian Epstein, the landscape of their music rights changed dramatically. ATV Music acquired the rights to the Beatles' catalog, which sparked disputes over ownership and royalties. This acquisition was particularly contentious for Paul McCartney, who felt that the rights to their music should have remained with the band. The situation became even more complicated when Jackson purchased the catalog, leading to further disagreements among the former band members. McCartney's frustration with the loss of control over their music was evident, as he believed that the Beatles' legacy deserved better protection. The ongoing disputes highlighted the complexities of music rights and the importance of ownership in the music industry. The Beatles' story is not just about their music, but also about the business decisions that shaped their legacy. In 1984, a significant event unfolded in the music industry when Michael Jackson acquired the Beatles' catalog from ATV. This acquisition was particularly notable because Paul McCartney had been interested in purchasing the rights to the Beatles' music himself. McCartney had previously discussed the possibility of buying the catalog with Jackson, who was a friend at the time. However, when the bidding began, Jackson outbid McCartney, leading to a sense of betrayal for the former Beatle. McCartney felt that Jackson had taken advantage of their friendship and trust. This incident created a long-standing feud between the two music icons. McCartney's disappointment was not just about losing the catalog, it was also about the emotional connection he had to the Beatles' music, and the legacy it represented. The strain in their relationship was evident in the years that followed. As McCartney expressed his feelings about the situation in various interviews, the acquisition changed the dynamics of their friendship and left a lasting impact on both artists. The tension surrounding the Beatles' catalog acquisition remains a notable chapter in the history of music and the relationships between its stars. Michael Jackson's relationship with the Beatles' catalog became a significant point of contention, especially for Paul McCartney. Jackson took steps to commercially exploit the Beatles' songs, which included licensing the iconic track Revolution to Nike for a commercial. This move angered McCartney, as it went against the Beatles' long-standing belief that their music should not be used for commercial purposes. McCartney had always held a deep respect for the integrity of their music, and Jackson's actions felt like a betrayal of that principle. In 1995, Jackson made a pivotal decision to merge his ATV music publishing with Sony's catalog. This merger created a powerful music publishing entity that further complicated McCartney's ability to control his own music. The partnership not only solidified Jackson's financial power in the music industry, but also distanced McCartney from the rights to the songs he had co-written. This situation left McCartney feeling frustrated and powerless regarding the fate of the music he had helped create, highlighting the complexities of music rights and ownership in the industry. In the 2000s, Michael Jackson faced significant financial struggles that impacted his ownership of Sony ATV, a music publishing company. These difficulties prompted him to sell additional shares of his stake in the company, gradually reducing his ownership. Jackson had initially acquired a substantial interest in Sony ATV, which included the rights to a vast catalog of songs, notably the Beatles' catalog. However, as his financial situation worsened, he was compelled to part with more of his shares. This situation culminated in 2016, when Sony purchased the remaining stake in Sony ATV from Jackson's estate for a staggering $750 million. This acquisition granted Sony exclusive control over the Beatles' catalog, a collection of music that has had a lasting influence on popular culture. The sale marked a significant moment in the music industry, as it solidified Sony's dominance in music publishing and highlighted the complexities of Jackson's financial legacy. In 2017, McCartney took a significant step by suing Sony ATV to reclaim the rights to 32 Beatles songs. This legal action was based on the U.S. Copyright Act of 1976, which allows artists to regain ownership of their work after a certain period. McCartney's determination to reclaim his music rights was rooted in a desire for creative ownership and recognition of his contributions to the music world. After a lengthy legal battle, he emerged victorious, successfully regaining ownership of the songs that had defined a generation. This victory was not just personal for McCartney, it set a new precedent in the music industry. His success inspired many other artists to consider their own rights and fight for ownership of their creative works. The impact of McCartney's victory resonated throughout the industry, encouraging musicians to take a stand against the often complex and challenging landscape of music rights. This shift in perspective has empowered artists to seek control over their legacies and ensure that their contributions are respected and valued. McCartney's fight to reclaim the Beatles' catalog was a significant chapter in his life and career. This struggle was not just about ownership. It was about preserving the legacy of one of the most influential bands in music history. The Beatles' songs have touched millions of lives, and McCartney understood that their music needed to be protected. He faced many challenges in this battle, including complex legal issues and the changing landscape of the music industry. As the industry evolved, the importance of artist rights became more apparent. McCartney's efforts highlighted how crucial it is for artists to have control over their work. He believed that musicians should have a say in how their music is used and distributed. This fight was not only personal for him, but also a broader statement about the rights of all artists. By reclaiming the catalog, McCartney ensured that the Beatles' music would continue to be celebrated and respected for generations to come. His actions have inspired many artists to advocate for their rights, making a lasting impact on the music world.